So I want to talk about something that I don't want to forget about it. I want to talk about it now. I already told y'all I don't like making videos on my way home because of the walking makes me sweat. Plus I got to use my phone as my flashlight when I'm walking inside of the camp. So, but I'm gonna just try to make it quick. For everybody who knows Dick Gregory, okay, Dick Gregory had an interview once, and he had said something I seen on Instagram about when you put on the glasses. For the people born in the 80s, and y'all seen that movie They Live, the way that some people describe spirituality is from a perspective of if you were to have glasses on and you see things that other people can't see, and once you have put these glasses on, you can't take them off. Okay, when I had wanted to graduate high school and I wanted to be normal and go to a college and have my parents be proud of me and do all of these wonderful things, right? When I had miserably failed, didn't graduate, never had a car, never went to college or anything, and when I experienced that, I felt like God had a plan as far as, yo, man, don't worry about this school stuff. I know that you're trying. I know that you don't want to be looked at as dumb. You hit a part in this academic journey that the information is just not processing in your brain. Don't worry, CJ. There'll be many things that your brain will be able to process one day. And that day was when I was 17, going on 18 years old. And my parents made us go to church. And I was on a journey into conspiracy theories. Started off with Alex Jones, chemtrails, poison plastics, carcinogens in food. If you don't know what carcinogens is, these are cancer-causing chemicals in food. Starting to learn all of this. I remember the first inkling of how this world works was when I told my friend, hey man, I feel like everything in this world is controlled by money. And he was like, what do you mean? I was like, I'm sure if I had enough money, I could pay people off to just do whatever I want. Hey, I need a diploma. Here's some money. Hey, I need you to turn the other way and disregard what you saw here. Here's some money. And he was like, yeah, that makes sense. When you think about it, everything is money, And that was a very low frequency, low brow conversation because, everybody is financially driven, for good or bad. But most guys can conversate on that level when it comes to talking about money. It's a very simple aspect to life. But then after that, I started to just notice things a lot more. I noticed the way that women behave. I noticed the way guys behave. I noticed the hypocrisy when it comes to certain parenting techniques my parents used, certain false teachings in the church. All these things I woke up one morning and I said, I'm not going to church. And I was damn near gambling with my ass because my parents did not allow us to make those kind of decisions. You wasn't going to live in my house and I ain't going to church. That is not going to happen. But I had told myself I knew enough about church that this don't even exist in the Bible. Where the hell are they talking? And I wasn't reading the Bible. But again, it's almost like a kid that was in grade school with me they could come in and not even study the test and pass with flying colors. That's how I started to understand life. Like, I don't have to read the Bible. I know this shit ain't in there. I know there's no such thing as tithing. I know that the way we behave, even if this shit did exist in the Bible, the way we behave is not Christ-like. I don't hear you niggas have the same fervor and the same interest in God when we not in this place. I don't hear none of y'all niggas talking about God when we outside of this place. And if y'all do, y'all don't have no passion behind what y'all saying, like I have passion behind every video that I make. Be talking about God or whatever. So once I put on those glasses, I couldn't take them off. There were things my older brother was doing that I could see a mile down the road. Dog, you gonna end up with a child fucking with this chick. Oh man, I'm just smoking and chilling with her, dog. Bro, you know and understanding what I'm saying. You know, I'm seeing things in my older brother. Hey, kitten. I'm seeing things in my older brother that I don't find very admirable. Being the younger brother, I see you are very vulnerable in these areas. So, once you put those glasses on, you can't take them off. You can't unsee what you've already seen to be a very, I'm gonna have to cut this one short. All right. I'm inside now. I'm taking a cool off. I told y'all when I get in here, you know what I think of it as? It's almost like I'm walking into a box. You'd have swore I just walked right into a box and just closed the door behind me and just said no air, no nothing. Every single day that I come home, you are going to, I'm literally putting the sweat back on that I had at work. That's kind of like the exact amount that I'm sweating is like, bro, you sweating. Look at me. I done left the fucking pizza sitting right here outside like a dumbass. I'm telling y'all, man, I'm losing my fucking mind. I am losing my fucking mind. And I'm not kidding. I tell y'all, man, I don't know what it is about my personality or my character. You guys would be amazed when I tell y'all that every time I want to make a video, I really don't want to make a video. Anytime you see me making a video or going to the gym, I don't know. There's always that voice in the back of my head telling me I'm doing too fucking much. And I'm not focused on what I need to be focused on, which is not talking, which is, you know, staying quiet and all of these different things so that, you know, when I do certain things that I find to be ridiculous, I can then tell myself, well, at least you were focused. At least you didn't have no phone in your damn face recording a video that you don't even get paid for, and now you over here leaving shit at the gym, you forgetting to bring your food inside and all of this other dumbass, lackadaisical, just stupid ass shit, bro. I am my own worst critic. I don't hold no slack when it comes to, if I'm doing something stupid or whatever, bro, I'm telling you, like, it'll get to the point one day where if I do something so silly, like let's say I forget my phone at home and I'm already at work, I swear to y'all, that right there, those are the type of things that I will quit smoking weed. If anybody ever wanted to know, will CJ ever quit smoking? You say you got headaches, dog, why you still smoking? If I fuck up enough and I start doing enough shit that piss me off due to me knowing I'm high, oh boy, I have a zero tolerance for stupidity, even in myself. When I hear people telling me, oh, CJ, you need to work on your attitude, you need to work on this, shut the fuck up. I'm blessed enough where I hold myself accountable, more so than you will ever hold me accountable. That's why I tell you about that shit at work when that bitch keep on bothering me. And now this video, it's going to go a little long now because I'm home and I'm sitting and the fan is on and all that. Only thing left to do and endure is putting this fucking pizza on this pot and having the temp go up to 90 in this bitch, sweat all over again and just wipe it off. But Africa did that shit again today. I came into work, I already told y'all, she's normally scheduled to leave at 5, because then George comes in. And this bitch was here till 8 o'clock. I told George, I was like, man, when is she leaving? He was like, 8. I was like, oh my fucking God. Now, when I get into work, of course, I walk in, put my apron on, do the whole deal, right? This motherfucker, y'all, I swear it's like, you cannot live in this life. Let's say you got all the money in the world and you never have a monetary problem. Your problem gonna come from somewhere. You might have to deal with stupid people. My point is that this is when I tell y'all I don't really do anything outside of probably smoking weed, thus giving me the headaches, thus giving me more money to spend on pills, thus having me be drowsy all day, thus me not having enough energy to go above and beyond at work to make a little extra money, all that shit. I don't do nothing else that puts myself in a position where I'm then regretting the choices that I made. I don't do that. My father raised me in a way that I'm supposed to keep life very simple. I'm not supposed to cheat on my wife. I'm not supposed to blame my woman and my kids for my mistakes. I'm not supposed to do none of that. I'm supposed to take full-on accountability and responsibility for anything that go wrong with me. So that's why I said, when I say all that to say, when I go inside of this job, I believe Africa is put there just to give me a problem, because I don't have problems with nobody else. I told y'all how many times Miss Janet has said something, throw it off, and I normally get a little bothered, but then I immediately just forget about it and just be like, I don't really give a fuck. But with Africa, her presence in the building had me just like, I don't want to fucking be here. And when he said she leaves at 8, I was like, oh my fucking God, bro. Like, I already know, bro, she's gonna try to find something to tell me. Which, again, when I came in, I put on my apron. As soon as I went to go post up over there by the dough machine, she was like, Charles, can you prep some sides, please? And of course, I just was like, Now, again, somebody might be like, man, why you got a problem? All she asked you to do, my nigga, I don't have a problem when someone asks me to do it. This is what I told myself today. Because I don't laugh and joke with you, that's the only reason why you fuck with me. That simple. It's that simple. Because I don't yuck it up with you like Caesar and play grab ass with you. I caught her today trying to use slang. See, because she's so programmed city-wise where she has her permanent voice is typically Caucasian. Yeah, I was at the register and like that. So when I called her talking to Caesar, it was like, yeah, like Caesar was, talking about some lowbrow, simple shit about gambling, I think. And she was like, yeah, because he know he wrong and he's gonna try to pick the wrong number. Like she tried to say the word number in how we said, with flavor, number. But then she kind of got caught in her Caucasian accent where she was like, number. Like, y'all know how crackers say nigga? I'm talking about legitimate crackers. They kind of they voice quiver with the ER or the A. Yeah, nigga. Like, they just can't get it out. And that's how, when I heard her say that, I was like, ew. That was fucking disgusting. And I promise y'all, if I told Africa anything I'm saying on this camera to her face, 9 times out of 10, them people would be like, yeah, bro, I didn't think nobody noticed that shit. I don't really, like working there because I don't really talk to nobody. Caesar's cool, but, he don't really talk about shit that I like to talk about. Because I tell y'all, when I wanted to record his ass today, but my phone was on the charger. When you hear him talk, it's just a bunch of filler. Already know. You ain't got to tell me, look, bro, already. Like today, he was asking me, he was like, man, what time you get out of here today? And I told him, I was like, bro, I'm tired of being up here every fucking day. And he was like, but the check gonna look good, huh? I was like, nigga, I ain't got shit to show for all this work. Look where I live at. The probably the most expensive thing in my possession right now is my cell phone. is my fucking cell phone. Like, I don't even have the Nintendo because that's pawned. But I don't have nothing to show for all this work I be doing. And again, I don't make excuses like, man, I told him out, and then like I told him outside of Africa talking to me, which when she asked me to go make sides, let me finish up that thought. My problem is, again, you would not bother me, Africa, if I came into work fucking with you. If I would have way back in the day, like our second or third altercation, if I would have just switched it up on you and just, hey, what's up? Hey, you know, hey. If I would do all that, you wouldn't bother me. But because I don't do none of that shit, you feel like I have an attitude ready to be had with you. So you just dig in your pocket for some shit to bother me of. Can you prep this? And I already told y'all. How many times have I told y'all? Every single time she asked me to do something, I have food to make. As if God or the universe is saying, leave him alone. So I'm walking there, and there were 2 orders on the screen. It was a pizza and some wings. Now, the method is that you want to clear this stuff off the screen as soon as possible so that the number that it's on, like the timer, the timer indicates how fast y'all are getting orders out, like your average speed time or whatever. So I saw it. I already knew what it was. It was cheese. It was a cheese pizza and something else. So I saw it and was just like, all right, you know, I just took it off the screen. She didn't see me take it off the screen, so she thought that there was nothing on the screen. So when she said, Charles, can you prep sides? I was already walking over there to make the pizza. She was like, no, sides. And I'm still making the pizza. After the pizza was done, then I went to go make the sides. Made all the sides. Thank you, Charles, for the sides. Which, that's a tone to say, I'm not dumb. I'm sorry, man. I cannot, will not, shall not put on my dumb, goofy goober glasses and pretend like I don't know the intent behind what you're saying. And when she was like, thank you, Charles, for the sides, I was like, yeah. I couldn't even fix my mouth to say you're welcome. I couldn't. That's how sick that bitch make me. And I told y'all I would not be prompted to want to leave this job so quick if it was not for her. It's because of her that I do not want to be there for another year. Because I told Caesar, I was like, bro, if I ever have to close with this bitch till 12, that's going to be the day that I call Janet and beg her, I'm not coming to work today. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't want to. I don't want to lose my job. So by working with her, I'm going to try to keep my job by staying home today. I'm serious. I had to stay with her till 8 o'clock today. And so that's what, 4 hours of my attitude just like, do not say nothing to me. Do not suggest anything to me. Shut the fuck up talking to me. Because what have I said in previous videos? I am an exemplary employee despite whatever I confess on this camera. You do not have to tell me what to do. You do not have to ask me to do anything that I have not already gave a shit enough about to do on my own account. So when you asking me to do stuff, that makes me feel like you just don't give a fuck about how I normally work or how I move about my job and my day, that you feel like I need to tell him what to do because he don't know what to do. He don't see that there's sides over there that need to be made. Hey, go prep sides. Bitch, I'm 32 years old. I've been working in the restaurant business for almost a decade. Anyway, yeah, that happened. But in other news, George, everybody has a person at their job that, or persons at their job that for whatever reason you feel like one day you want to quit. Everybody has that person at the job that they feel like, I don't want to stop being friends with you. Either it's a female, if it's a male, whatever. Some people just encourage you and motivate you in a way that you kind of want to take y'all's friendship to the next level, right? At least that's how I feel. George is a good kid. George is a good person. George is a good young man. He has a lot of potential to learn a lot, and he wants to learn. He's a kid that if you're talking to him and he has to go do something, he will come back and say, okay, what were you talking about? You know how hard that is to find out here? People that are interested in the conversation. You know what I mean? Like I said, Caesar expects you to forget. So he can just, because normally what he like to do is say, I hear you, bro, but he's walking all around the restaurant. I hear you. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. You ain't even got to tell me. I already been through it. I already know. So you never really know if he's listening or not, or if he's just kind of giving you lip service. But George, that's a kid that I would like to, stay in communications with in the future, just to know how he's doing, because, he's very curious. He's very submissive when it comes to wanting to know certain things. He's not gonna, and again, he's gotten a chance to know me so well, he thinks that he can then tell me about what I struggle with. So for example, when I told him, like, a person that has personal issues, which I think he was trying to insinuate my personal problems, I bring in, because he was like, you do that. I'm gonna tell you again, if I had a personal problem, I am disciplined enough and mature to separate. When you say personal, that means anything that go down inside of this tent. If I'm not on the clock and I don't have on that uniform, that's considered personal. So if I tell you, yeah, I'm frustrated because in my personal life, I don't get any sleep. In my personal life, I'm having migraines in the middle of the night, and only, in my personal life, I'm waking up and it's 91 degrees outside. In my personal life, I'm walking because I got to get shit done. All of those things, I don't bring any of that to work. It's on me because I've done it. So if it was like a metaphorically speaking, yeah, it's almost like a backpack of problems that I pack around, sure. But the challenge for me is to separate that shit when I get to work. And everybody that says, hi, hello, what's up, Charles? I don't want them to see me angry like that. Because, again, it's going to consume energy. It takes energy to be mad and frustrated. So, that's the challenge of, when he was like, well, you do that too. No, George, what I'm talking about, brother, and you're going to understand what I'm talking about, George. When you are a homosexual, when you are a dyke, when you have sexual identity disorder, you cannot lead a group of people. Does that make sense? If I'm struggling, if I want asshole or pussy, I can't then go to a job and think in a coherent manner that, oh yeah, man, I don't have problems talking to people. Like, yeah, you do. Because you haven't been able to convince yourself what you are genetically. And if you have convinced yourself, you've told yourself, hell no, God made a mistake. I'm supposed to have a dick, Africa. I'm supposed to have a dick. This was a mistake. And you think them type of people are mentally equipped to deal with work environments, telling heterosexual men what to do, telling heterosexual women what to do? I told y'all that one night, that African lady, big old ass, big old titties, and a head full of fake ass hair and shit. Her and Africa went off, and when that chick told Ed, she was like, Ed, you a good dude, bro, but you just don't know how to hire, applicable people. Like, everybody you're hiring them based off of their resume and not knowing that they have mental illness. And Ed, that's not for you to know. You're not a psychiatrist. Okay? You're not a psychiatrist. It's not your job to do a mental evaluation on somebody and say, okay, yeah, you can work at Domino's. That's not your job. So, that's something you got to be blessed with, to know and have discernment and have scope, prudence, to know, okay, yeah, I can just tell by the application. Look at your name. Who the fuck named their kid this type of shit? Oh, she got issues. Or that person come into the job and, hey, can I have a job? And you knew that that was the last image you got of them, of how they came in there and asked for a job. You can't tell a person's character off of 10 minutes of talking to them. I can, but you can't tell. You know what I'm saying? So you just go through employee after employee after employee, hoping you're going to find somebody that do all the things you want them to do and not ask questions. Everybody agreed with me today when I had brought up the fact that Carla was a bully. And Carla, I told you, I'm a spiritual person. So when I hear people getting bullied, that shit makes me angry, makes me want to cry. It makes me want to, like, really find out what the problem is. You know? And I told y'all, my personality isn't suited for work, because when I'm getting disrespected or feel like things are going in a way that they shouldn't, I then outwardly start talking shit. I'm the one that's like, you stupid motherfucker. Fuck you think you talking about these orders taking too long, and every one of them come on the screen, you talking about remake it. Why don't you roll your ass over here and help us out? And, you know, Caesar's over there because he wants to do that, but he's such a chucklehead that he can't even hype himself up to get mad enough to want to go off like that. Again, everybody that watched Charleston White and all these, you know, that's my personality. I'm not mad about anything. I'm just passionate. I don't really, and it's not even passion. It's like when you know something, you speak from a certain position of certainty. That's why I don't talk to people and say, this is my opinion. It's my opinion, you know. It's what I think. Nigga, the sky's blue and grass is green. I'm not finna play with you and go back and forth. Well, it's your opinion, LeBron, you know, ain't the GOAT. Nigga, please, don't play with me, dog. I don't play games. LeBron ain't no fucking GOAT. If I said it, it's true, goddammit. If you don't accept Jesus Christ as your personal savior, you going to hell. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. What if I lived in a tent my whole life? And what if I can't read? What if I don't have good reading comprehension skills? Then what? Is God so cruel that he gonna say, well, you should have learned English, nigga. You should have learned the King James Bible. You're going to hell. What if I'm incarcerated, and while incarcerated, they don't let me read books? Well, shouldn't have been in jail. You should have been studying the Bible. You're going to hell. Shut up. What the hell was that noise? All type of weird noises, y'all. I'm talking in a high tone, and I'm about to end it now because it's almost 30 minutes. And again, I got other footage I need to work on. When I start talking loud, I told y'all, man, a lot of these rodents and shit, they are upset with me. Oh, nigga, you ain't gonna feed us, so we just gonna terrorize the shit out of the tent all night long. No, you not. No, you not. If I didn't have it, so, but you know what? I'm gonna come back in another video.